Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Siren Frost, and today is a not so bad of a Thursday, luckily for that. So we're now in the middle of the Distance Showdown series of Distant Ones. Now we're in round 5, and this is the round 5 deck. This is known as Destined 1 of Exceedance Impauldio, I think it's named. Now, I know a lot of you already seen this deck already. It's like old news, some of you, but for someone like me, this is still kind of new news for me. Quick backstory on this deck here. The owner of the deck was named Senka Kenae, and she is one of the upcoming pro players, and also given the nickname one of the 3 stars. I don't know why they call him that, but it is what it is. And I find this deck very intriguing, and also she is the rival to Now and Nabi, which they've been known since school, obviously. Now, believe it or not, you guys, I had no issue with Senka whatsoever as a character. I thought she was French at first, based on her accent when she was introduced to the English dub version of the show. But it turns out the voice actress is the same, and I think she does. She mainly speaks in Japanese, which I thought she is amazing at. And the English one, I thought it was just a normal thing. I don't see any issue with her voice acting whatsoever in her English voice. I thought it was pretty amazing. So, anyways, her as a character, she is very much like a pro player. She knows the game a bit. She knows his deck very much well, inside and out. I don't know if the Destined ones were actually manifested in the season. I believe that a lot of them actually have these decks already. And they just didn't show or appeared until season 2. That's why. Now, in the new season of Divine's Deluxe, now it's called Vanguard, Card 5 Vanguard Divine Deluxe, we get to see her back again. And apparently she has a new voice actress, too. I think the other one might quit, or might have just didn't want to do the acting again. But I wish the voice actress, previous actress, the best. And this one, it looks like she is more, she is like straight in your face kind of thing. She does seem like she's acting like more like a kid kind of thing, but I kind of like it, too. I like to hear all actresses, do their voicing and see how they do it. Not everyone can do it. Hell, I can't sure as hell fucking do it. So it's nice to hear that. And her opponent was a very, I don't know if I can call her a very cold-hearted machine kind of type of gal, but Suzanne Rokushin family? I don't know, I have to look up that name again, but that, don't even get me started on that deck. I was more focused on the theme for Artstaria, but which, it is what it is. But it seemed like, even though she lost both in the Destined Showdown with Now and Nabi, and now she lost to Suzanne, or Suzanne, I think. I'll have to look up the name. I thought it was Sue for some reason. But this deck right here shouldn't have no problems. I mean, this deck is like pretty much an overkill. Now, I have this on Google. I looked up on the Impauldio ride line. Now, the fighting style of this deck here, the Impauldio line uses the system code XC token to play a defensive deck in order to accumulate AUTOMoD gauges, which can be converted into powerful boost and effects to overwhelm the opponent during the player's turn. Now, there's more about that, but that's from a different deck there. So here's my incorporation of the deck. This is more of a character deck for Senka Kenae as well. So let's just go into the video right now, since we got all the bases pretty much covered. And so the first, of course, if you guys want to know, we do have I'm aiming actually towards the lighting of my window right now, figuring it's a little better. So I'm going to have to do it like this. So we have, and you guys can see me a little bit doing these videos as well. So we are starting with the energy generator right here. There is going to be a glare. Actually, let me see if I can try to move it the direction a little bit and carefully do this without breaking any sort of stain. So let's just move a wee bit. Okay, this is much better. Okay, I better start doing this more often. But yeah, so let's just start with the energy generator, because that's the ticket now for all your decks, pretty much the 5th card for your ride line. The next one we have here is Falstather. Now, for most of these names, it sounds like they're like German or Russian. So if I screw up some of their names, I'm very sorry. But of course, this is a grade 0 Falstather. And then the grade 1, his name is Inno Progrett. Now, its ability is when his unit is placed on by writing from a grade 0 card, reveal a grade 3 card with Impauldio in its card name from your ride deck, and put a system code Exceed token in your order zone. So that's pretty much all it does, and I think they're going to try to incorporate that effect more with decks eventually. We don't know yet, but let's try a few of them right now. The next one is the grade 2 Dras Evolia. When this unit is placed or is rolled upon by a grade 3 card with Impauldio in its card name, put the top card of your deck face up as your AUTOMoD gauge. Choose a card from your AUTOMoD gauge and put it into your hand. So there's that. And then finally we have the grade 3 boss, Destined, one of Exceedance Impauldio. Its active skill is a 1 turn only, so it's a counterblast 1. Choose a card from your draw, put it face up as your AUTOMoD gauge. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 or less card from among them, and call the rear guard. Shuffle the deck, and this unit gets a skill. All of your front row units get 5,000 power for every 2 of your AUTOMoD gauges. Okay? Until the end of turn. Divine skill. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and if you have 4 or more AUTOMoD gauges, counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand, and this unit gets +1 critical and +2 drive. And that's going to give this card here a quadruple drive. So it's a 1 drive higher than your any normal triple drive kind of thing happening. Now, unless you're like that grade 5, the grade 5 Crate Elemental from the Genesis deck from, I think for like a few years ago, that card just, if you chose a grade 3, you're going to get plus 3 drive. And that was crazy as all hell. And everybody seems to hate that card for a reason now. So yeah, that is the Destined 1 of Exceedance riding line. And of course, we have the Destined 1 sleeves in honoring of the Destined Showdown. Okay. So now we are now on to the main deck. Oh, before I do actually get into the well, actually, you know what? No, we'll hold off on one card until the end of the show, the video. Sorry. Now for the main deck, we are playing the usual 4 heals, 8 crits, 3 fronts, and 1 overtrigger. That's just my personal style. You guys can love or hate it. I don't really mind it. You know, I just like to try out different things like I always do. So now, these are the cards. Some of these cards are actually what Senka uses in the enemy as well. So I'm just going off based on that. So for heals, I'm playing Ultra Rate Sphere Dragon, you know, because I can't find any heal triggers that are pretty much in the Cyber Machine kind of style. And then we have another Space Dragon, which is 4 copies of Star Aggression Dragon for 4 crits right here. And the last one, of course, is Patrol Robo Dekarcop. Now, I've noticed there's been a lot of decks recently that have been taking out all the effect triggers, probably because they don't do much for them, and most people are just used to having just vanilla triggers, just because a trigger is a trigger. So, but I don't think it's gonna hurt to put in at least maybe some of the triggers or the effect triggers. I don't think that's a problem, but to each their own. Next, we have the Cardinal, Draco, Enpyro, the front trigger for 3 of them, which is 20k shield value. And of course, we have Star Dragon Deity of Infinitude, Eldobreath. The one card people seem to hate, and you already know that this deck is pretty much, these triggers here are pretty much a go-to now for some decks. I know a lot of people may have those more bougie, expensive type of decks, and you know they want to flex out their money makers pretty much. That's just my opinion. And you don't really have to buy expensive cards to make your deck more plausible. You may want them for collection. You may want to buy them because it's a part of the set, like I'm trying to. But depends on the deck itself and the generics you can actually use. You might get a hit or miss. personally. Oh, and I am using the silver Dragon Shield sleeves in shade silver, along because it's Brandt and it's silver, so I figured it'd be a good option as well. For the grade 1s, I did try to scratch up as much archetype as I can for this deck, and we are using 16 grade 1s in this deck. So we're going to start with the support cards here. We have 4 copies of Spacewalk Dragon. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If you have 2 or more AUTOMoD gauges, put this unit into soul, choose one of your opponent's grade 1 or less rear guards, and retire it. And you have 4 of these guys, and there's no restriction on these guys whatsoever. So it's awfully pretty nice to just, you know, kick ass with some of these guys. Let me just move right here. Because there is a glare right here, you guys can tell, but it is the same card. The next one we have is a very simple one. It's 4 copies of GA, capital G-A, G, lowercase a, gather 2 minus 11. During your turn, if you have 4 or more AUTOMoD gauges, this unit gets 10,000 power. So it's a very good booster to have, and since the deck is a very power trip, power hungry kind of deck, this is a great way to just boost up like a motherfucker. And of course, for generic reasons, we also have 4 copies of Detonation, Mutant, Bobalmine, because I think this deck still requires some counterblasting. Pretty much so. So that's why he's in here. Just an extra precaution, and oh shoot, I didn't even know there was a scratch right there. Oh, that sucks. Well, luckily for me, I have plenty of spare sleeves, so I could just fix them up a little bit. Let me see. I need to look through all this to see. Oh, I do have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I do have cards in here that counterblast. Okay, we're good. I have to double check on that. But damn, poor Bobalmine, I'm sorry. I'll have to fix you. Alright, and then finally for we're doing 4 copies of Violate Dragon for a complete guard, just because Senka Kenae actually uses this in the anime. So it's kind of nice to know that there are some people in the new seasons that are using the old perfect guards a little bit too, rather than the new ones. Some are using the new ones, some are using the old ones. I think it just comes down to your preference, you know, like what you like and what you prefer the artwork. Maybe you prefer you just like how it is. A perfect guard is a perfect guard. So that is the grade 1 lineup I have for this. Sorry. And now for the grade 2, we actually are using 11 grade 2s in this deck here. So the first one we have is the popular one of the few popular ones for this deck. It is called Nebula Invoke Dragon. When this unit attacks, you Soul Blast 1 card. And this unit gets 5,000 power until the end of battle. If you have 5 or more AUTOMoD gauges, this unit gets 15,000 power instead of 5,000. If you have 4 or more AUTOMoD gauges, this unit gets 15,000 to the shield when it defends. So that is a good thing to have. So it does gain 15,000 power if you do have 5 or more AUTOMoD gauges. And if you have 4 or more, it gets 15,000 defense power. So it is a nice little 20k shield value just in case. So this deck has the ability to do more defense than offense, but it will hit very hard at the very end of the game, during late game. And this is my speculation for that one. Now, for generic stuff, I'm only using maybe a few cards in here. Oh, what is that? Hold on, I need to double check that. It's just a little Chrome. Yep, it's just a Chrome. And now for generic purposes, I'm using one of the discard fodder cards here. This is the Bullet of Creation Pansmermia. When this card is put on the guard circle and from hand or discarded, Counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3, those options there, and draw a card. That's the first one. When this unit is placed on rear guard, if you Persona Road this turn, Counterblast 1 and Energy Blast 3, or Energy Blast 3, sorry. Search your deck for up to 1 grade 3 or greater unit with a unit card with a different card name from your Vanguard, or up to 1 set order. Reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle the deck. If you reveal the card, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So this will help you search out a grade 3 unit, or does it have to be grade 3? Let me double check it again. I'm blind. Or greater, yeah. So it has to be a grade 3. So give our take on that one. But yeah, it's just a nice little discard fodder and lets you draw a card and set in order pretty much. Now, believe it or not, I'm not writing any more order cards other than this one. I'm only using 3 Blitz orders in this deck. I don't think Impauldio does have her own normal order card yet. Not like the other Destined ones, which I find it very ironic. But I may have to double check and make sure I'm not overlooking that boundary there. It's going to happen. Maybe in set 5, maybe they have of it, but I'm going to have to double check on that. But I am using this guy here because Senka did use this in the anime. I'm using 3 copies of Fluctuate Buster Barrage. Choose up to 2 grade 2 or greater unit cards with different card names from your drop and call them to the Guardian Circle. Choose one of your units and it gets 10,000 power until you end that battle. So this is a nice little defense mechanism as well. I figured this would be a good thing for Senka, Kenae, or anyone can use it as an option. You know, generics are the best thing because you can use them however you want, but it's just, for me, it's always a bitch sometimes to find the right recipe. And so yeah, that is the grade 2 lineup. And then finally, we have 3 more copies in Impauldio for Persona Ride ability, and then we have her partner, which is Sky Leaping Conversion Vishtator, I think. During your turn, if you have 2 or more AUTOMoD gauges, this unit gets 5,000 power, and if you have 8 or more AUTOMoD gauges, this unit's drive cannot be reduced by card effects. Awesome. When this unit attacks, if you have 4 or more AUTOMoD gauges and no drive checks were performed for the battle, your rear guard attacked this turn. Counterblast 1, until the end of the battle, this unit performs drive checks, and it gets drive -1 at the end of the battle by this unit. So, that is more drive checks, the more weird it might be. But yes, that is the grade 3 lineup, and let's not forget one thing. This is a token/order card, but it's the system code Exceed. Order Zone. You cannot write a grade 3 or greater card without Impauldio in its card name, and you can have AUTOMoD gauges. So, that's the condition. Order Zone ability when it's auto skill. When a card is put into your damage zone during your opponent's turn, choose a card from your drop and put it face up as your AUTOMoD gauge. If you have 3 or less AUTOMoD gauges and this drive damage check revealed cards other than your trigger units, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets 5,000 power at the end of the turn. If you have 4 or more AUTOMoD gauges, choose one of your Vanguard and it gets 5,000 power. Okay, so that is pretty much it right there. And that is it for the deck profile video for you guys for Destined 1 of Exceedance and Impauldio. It was a lot of fun to play this deck and a lot of fun just, shit in the breeze and have a good time with it, have a good moment, and all that good stuff. Oh, screw that, that's not good. And then we also have this here. So yeah, this is what the deck looks like from up here. I'm sorry if it's my camera's a little bit smeared. But I hope you guys I hope you guys did enjoy this video from us. So I'm glad for making it. It has been a real fun time just playing this deck and seeing what it can do. And if you guys like the content I do create on my channel, please subscribe, comment down below, thumbs up for this channel, show some love. And as always, there'll be a full deck list in the box down below. I hope you guys will have a good day. Thank you all for watching. And as always, I've been your host, Frost, signing out.